Good morning, everyone. It's Anne Sinclair from Digestive Detective. Today I'm talking about GERD again and ways that you can do some things at home to help you manage your heartburn and your reflux and those sorts of things. So using natural therapies, some of the things that are really good to do is to manage your gastric acid levels. Most of this time for most people this means taking digestive enzymes and or hydrochloric acid. So yesterday I talked about for some people it's overproduction of hydrochloric acid, and for some that it's underproduction of hydrochloric acid. I find that mostly it's underproduction, and I also find with some clients it's because they're starving their gut bacteria that they're getting reflux. So that's something to take into consideration. So with digestive enzymes, I would reckon that you take them every time you have a protein-rich meal, because that will help you break down. HCl, the best way is, again, to take it at the end of a protein-rich meal. Take one or two straight after the end. I mean, I have some people say, should I take them at the beginning? But I think it's always good to use your own natural enzymes to start with. I always have it in my brain, if we get something to take over, then our body's less likely to produce what it needs to. So I think put it in at the end to help help you break down that food and stuff. So reducing the inflammation, because it's the inflammation most of the time that causes us pain. The acid blowback is causing the problem, but it's the constant irritation and the inflammation of the tissue around this site that actually gives us the pain. So we need to reduce the inflammation. And we also need to look at how we can take pressure off your lower esophageal sphincter. So losing weight, checking out for food intolerances and allergies, and doing some work around that to make sure that we are getting your lower esophageal sphincter toned and at the right pressure all the time, because that is one of probably the biggest things that I see. People are overweight around the middle and puts pressure on it. When you eat meals, the timing of your meals, try and keep 2 hours away from bedtime. Try and sit upright after you eat meals. Go for a walk if you can, because that all helps. So we need to repair the mucosa of the esophagus to reduce the pain. That's helpful. Supporting the gut with prebiotics and probiotics, depending. I mean, I do see lots of people who are not eating enough fruit and vegetables that are starving their gut bacteria, and I can't find any literature on this, but there is something that is causing them to have a reflux reaction from that. And once they start eating the right amounts of fruit and vegetables, they tend to have less issues with that. SIBO treatment. If you have SIBO, get that treated. The people who have GERD generally have motility issues. If you have a motility issue, you're likely to have a SIBO issue. So look at getting that sorted, because that will cause you issues from esophagus down to small intestines, which will come out to large intestines, and will have consequences with bowel movements and stuff like that. So do get that treated. And my last point was to open elimination channels. So make sure you're getting, so your bowels are moving every day, that you're sweating, and being able to get, and that your liver's working properly, so it's able to detox all the metabolites that you make that your body makes. So you'll get rid of them. You're not recirculating them and putting all the toxins back in. So you want to make sure that's working properly. So some herbs that I recommend people use. This is a really great one. It's really easy to do. So fenugreek tea. Excellent for inflammation of the GIT. It really helps settles things down. It's often used with gastritis and dyspepsia, so a good one. It does. My only disclaimer about it is it can have a strong smell, so it can come out of the pores of your skin, but it is excellent for any sort of inflammation and inflammation of the gastrointestinal section. Turmeric is another one that's really helpful. Turmeric's easy to get. You can take it in a capsule or even as a food. And add it to your food often. It's anti-inflammatory, it helps with wound healing, and it reduces pain and inflammation. You need to take, if you're taking a capsule, about 3 or 4 a day to help reduce the inflammation. And I think personally, you can put it in your food or have it in your latte as an adjunct, but it's not going to be as therapeutic as if you take something that's a little bit more concentrated. To do it with a powder, you need to take 8 to 10 grams of powder a day. So that's quite a lot of powder. And my last one, I've got two more. One is licorice. So licorice helps increase the mucus production that you have, to provide a more protective effect, because what tends to happen is the barrier is not protected, the mucosa is not protected, and once it hits the acid, it breaks down the barrier. So it improves healing time, it's anti-inflammatory, and it helps to restore that mucus layer on the stomach and in the esophagus to some degree. My only disclaimer about licorice is you can take it as a tea, but if you're taking it as a tea or as a tincture, be mindful if you have high blood pressure, because it can actually raise your blood pressure. And my last one is marshmallow. And they're not the little white and pink fluffy ones that you can buy in the supermarket. That's not the marshmallow. It's a herb. It's really, and you can buy it as a powder, which is fantastic. And you can buy a marshmallow and slippery elm together, and they would be really great. They're very demulcent. They're very soothing over the entire area. They're both anti-inflammatory. Slippery elm will help with getting your bowels moving or slowing your bowels down, depending on what's needed. So that's probably what you can do on a level where you can change what's happening with your own, take charge of what's happening with your inflammation, and give you things to do with the inflammation as well. So that's it for me today. I'll probably be back at the end of the week, maybe Thursday or Friday, with one more video on gastroesophageal reflux disease and what you can do. So if you like this video or you'd like to share it, that would be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. And if you need more clarification or more information, book in for a free 15-minute consult, and I can give you some ideas and strategies that you can do, or even answer some questions that you may have around it. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.